Hi guys, welcome back to the Tommy Starcraft channel. It's your host Tommy with yet another Starcraft Remastered replay cast. As once again we have a very interesting engagement here from the South Korean ladder 2024. Very recent replays here with very known figures, very good pro players. So let me just start by introducing the players to you guys as we have spawning in the upper right. In the teal it is 23FSDWF45 and yeah, this is the Protoss of course, but I don't know what AK this is, but by the looks of it, a very known Protoss player here, and his opponent spawning here in the lower left in the yellow. It is of course Flash with his AK, with his barcode. So yeah, Flash this time versus a Protoss, after we saw many games of him playing versus a Zerg here onto this channel. We finally see him versus a very strong Protoss, but sadly I will have to Google this AK here, who this person is. Could be Bisu, who knows. Yeah, let's have a look at their build order, just like we do in the previous replays. Pretty standard pylon here for the Protoss, no intentions for him to go for a fast expansion. Same can be said here for Flash, opening up with the supply depot next to his command center. So yeah, for spawning location map, of course a fast expansion could be an option here for Flash. And let's just see what exactly his unit composition is going to be. Perhaps he's going to try something different. We might see some medivacs with some bio. It could be a possibility for him. He's known to, of course, experiment a little bit in 2024 and to go for different strategies. Might even see some battle cruisers with some defensive matrices. Actually, Flash using defensive matrix very much here in 2024, showing us how good it is. And actually the Protoss deciding to go for a fast expansion. So no gateway, a very greedy and a very nice gameplay here by him. Already opting to go for straight fast expansion, and not even placing a pylon here in the front to cover with some cannons. So quite a nice and greedy gameplay here by him as he continues with the gateway. And yeah, the expansion is pretty much exposed here by him, so if Flash is going to try a early rush with some Marines, this can be very deadly versus the Protoss. But of course most Terrans are pretty much known to actually go for mech, to go for some factories with some tanks, with some vultures, and no early harassment. It's actually the other way around. The Protoss likes to harass the Terran with some zealots, with some cheesy gameplay in the center of the map, with some gateway pushes, zealots, and even stealing gas from the Terran. But yeah, let's see how things unfold. Flash not really this wanting here to go for a fast expansion, so this can be very good for him given the fact that the Protoss is very greedy and went straight into the fast expansion here, as Flash might send his first vultures out very soon to harass the mineral line, and of course to gain as much vision as possible here from his opponent. There we have the cybernetic score. Very strange build order here for the Protoss. Usually the Protoss like to place the cybernetic score into the main and actually place a forge here, but we do have him go for that cybernetic score, and one casual zealot here moving out onto the map towards the expansion point, towards the main actually here from Flash. So the SCV has arrived here into the main from the Protoss. Zealot is moving out but deciding to head back, and we actually have the first vultures getting produced. Second one is also getting produced, so very soon the Protoss really needs some cannons here at home, if you ask me, to defend the base. And we have a block here for him with two zealots and a nice wall of being prepared. And actually, as you can see in the minimap, Flash deciding to move out, so he saw what exactly his opponent is doing, and this is pretty much an all-in for him with so many SCVs. So quite a rare sight here by Flash with his SCV moving forward, attacking now the expansion and forcing her way here forward. He's going to place some bunkers. Yes, indeed, there is a bunker here being placed. So what a strange execution here by him, as even the probes have to be pulled now. So quite a chaotic scene here in the early stages. Flash deciding to end the game as fast as he can. Some probes will fall. SCVs also taking quite some damage here, and yeah, probe after probe is taking damage. Same can be said for those SCVs as the zealots are nicely attacking it, but yeah, the bunker has been cancelled. Another SCV has to be pulled. The Protoss immediately reacting, attacking this one SCV, so more and more workers are falling here actually for a Flash, and it seems like the Protoss will be able to hold. The second Dragoon is here. More and more damage has been taken, so a nice wall off here by the Protoss. No cannons for him, so this is exactly why Flash decided to end this game. But all in all, the Protoss holds. Not only that he holds, but he's able to inflict massive economic damage towards a Flash. However, the Flash seems to not be done yet. He still has those vultures out, he still has some marines. But yeah, great micro here by the Protoss, holding his ground. However, his dragoons are really hurt. Same can be said for the vultures, as Flash keeps on sending more and more waves of vultures and marines here. So one vulture really hurt, but sadly the Protoss not really realizing this. And now finally the two vultures will fall, and once again the probes have to be pulled. So what a crazy start here into this game. Flash being very aggressive, and he still has marines, he still has the vulture here. It would be nice for him to have an SCV to even finish this one bunker, as now more and more damage is being taken the other way. The Protoss keeps on losing 2, even 3 probes here, so nice early game here for Flash. But is it going to be enough, as he now has to produce more SCVs, and I believe with that he might have closed this early rush versus his opponent. So yeah, great defense. Luckily here for the Protoss, he had this wall off. If it wasn't for the wall off, things would have been much harder for him to defend. But yeah, Flash, notice, still has those marines, still has the vulture here, still dealing damage. And the Protoss of course responding with some dragoons out. So yeah, with that I believe things will settle down a little bit. After all the damage has been done, Flash recovers to 20 SCVs now. Some mines have to be pulled, even decides to expand here. Check his main, pretty normal stuff, no new buildings there, as he's trying to of course inflict more damage. And we even have another gateway here for the Protoss. Actually more and more gateways are getting produced here by him, even though he's really low into his economy. He's actually even having a shuttle now, and so he might go for a DT rush. So somehow the Protoss finding the confidence and the minerals to go for the Templar archives and for the robotics facility bay. So Flash could be in danger very soon. He is not having any detection against a DT rush. He's not having any turrets here, so he even is pretty much blind. So hold on, let's see what exactly the Protoss is doing. Indeed, he's going to be a DT rush here versus a Flash. So what a crazy interesting game we have here. How is Flash going to come back versus this, as so much damage can be taken here by him with this one shuttle that is moving out. And with that, now finally Flash I believe realized, given the fact that the mines have hit the DT, but is he going to have any detection here? No comms set. Finally the engineering bay is almost getting finished here, but the shuttle is closing in forward towards him. So some turrets are really needed. There it is, the first turret is getting produced. Where's that shuttle? And there it is, heading straight in towards the main, and there are the 2 DTs already dealing damage. There is the turret, and this one needs to be targeted immediately by the Protoss. So lots and lots of chaos happening here. The turret might fall, but there's a second turret, so the Protoss has to hurry up. Is it going to be enough? I believe not. The Flash will finish this one turret on time, and there's the detection here. The turret has to be repaired, but the DT is dealing quite large amounts of damage versus the opponent. Only some mines will actually be able to save Flash here, as another DT is moving here forward. So there is detection here, but the DTs are really strong, and Flash pretty much microed all of those units into a different position, as he's responding with some mines versus the massive amounts of DTs here from his opponent. And the other mines really dealing good damage towards those DTs. There is detection now, finally the shuttle taking more and more damage, and perhaps I believe with that Flash might have done it, as the mines not really getting any connections here versus those trapped DTs. There we have yet another connection, yet another one. So yeah, the mines doing miracles here for Flash, as there's one hurt DT. But with that I believe the defense is pretty much complete here for him. Hold on, we actually have another move out, but there are tanks here, and the turret has been sniped. So once again Flash pretty much blind, as he's taking more and more damage. There's no finally here vision, so still the Dark Templar is going to very likely be taken out very soon. So yeah, after all has been done, 34 workers here for the Protoss, 22 for Flash. So Flash pretty much behind, he is hurt. The Protoss with a very aggressive move out here, and adding more and more buildings here, observatory. So yeah, what a aggressive early game we have here, as now we will just pass the 10-minute mark. And now Flash knows he has to respond somehow, but there's a nice wall of getting prepared here for the Protoss, so pretty much impossible for those vultures to penetrate here forward. He might even go for a medivac to drop those units here, but yeah, the dragoons will of course be a great answer towards all of those vultures here from Flash. So yeah, he's trying to buy time, he's trying to mine of course the exit. He knows that the Protoss needs the observer to move out onto the map, and yeah, with that, Flash a little bit behind. He has to build more SCVs now. What a great response here by the Protoss after an early aggressive move out by Flash. DT's the perfect answer to punish the aggressive move out here, and now the Protoss even finding the strength and the courage to move out with his dragoons, with his observer. Yeah, let's see if he's going to try to even bust forward, but there are some tanks on the high ground with siege ability. Weapons 1 is being done, another shuttle, so we might see this finally turn into a normal Starcraft Terran versus Protoss here after an early great start. Some mines are getting pulled here by the Protoss, and with that I believe that the Protoss is going to try to secure another expansion point very soon. So we turn into a nice macro oriented game. Flash is pretty much walling off, placing some mines just to slow down any push out here by the Protoss, and we have yet another shuttle, perhaps with some high templars this time. It's just pretty much zealots, but some high templars would have been a great idea here for the Protoss to pretty much just cripple the economy or the masses of his opponent. Yeah, let's just see an observer just moving out now onto the map. A river is getting produced, so a river also a very good idea for him to execute those vultures with the splash damage. It looks like, yes, indeed, the Protoss feeling really strong to move here out with his dragoons towards the expansion point, but those two tanks on the high ground, very good for Flash. However, let's not forget that there is a shuttle here, so in comes the attack. There is the first mine that is getting dropped. The tank's already responding. The shuttle comes in forward, but really hard to drop those units there. Even some SCVs had to be pulled. The turret dealing good damage towards the shuttle, so the shuttle taking massive amounts of damage. So the Protoss looks like he's pretty much going to commit here forward, but I don't think this is a good idea. The SimCity from Flash is pretty much holding. The tanks are still attacking, so more and more splash damage is taken here by the Protoss. It's pretty much impossible for him to move out as the SCVs are nicely repairing and also creating a life wall to not allow any units, and now there's even 3 tanks, so with that Flash is going to hold. So what a great idea here by Flash, just producing those buildings in the front, having the tanks in the back, having some turrets, actually 4 tanks it was, so great defense indeed. Of course it would have been a suicide here for the Protoss to engage, but the Protoss might react very soon and create another expansion onto the map. So Flash actually now all of a sudden having more workers than his opponent, and he is of course going to play it very defensively. Let's see if he has a starport, or if he's going to build a starport. Yeah, there's indeed a starport, so he might go for some medivacs or some drops towards the main from the Protoss that is not really well defended, and this could be quite deadly with some tanks. Currently it's just placing more and more mines. There comes the second attack, this time however with a Reaver. Let's just see if the Reaver with speed of the shuttle is going to make any difference for the Protoss as he's now moving out against Flash. So Flash of course on the defense, Protoss still attacking here. Let's see where exactly is he moving out. There is perhaps even a race getting produced. There we have a turret to respond against the shuttle, and let's see if the Protoss is going to commit here forward to attack Flash. Still deciding here. In comes the speed shuttle, already taking quite some damage, so Flash with a great anticipation here, adding those turrets out, but the Protoss seems to be adding more and more units, and the shuttle is also nicely giving some vision here. Some SCVs are holding here the ground. He even has a turret right here, so let's see what the decision is going to be here. Even has this one engineering bay in the air, so so much vision. What a great defensive gameplay here by Flash. And yeah, in comes the shuttle once again with the Reaver, with the Zealots, but very hard to drop those units given the fact that the defense looking really strong for Flash. So yeah, he's also trying to buy some time against the expansion. The Protoss still on hold position here. Where did that shuttle go? And finally we do have a medivac, so this could be the response. Strong response here by Flash, straight into the main from the Protoss, straight into dropping those vultures and to deal damage. Of course, he has to be doing that given the fact that the Protoss pretty much has blocked the exit here and still roaming around with his shuttle. But yeah, there's the response here by Flash with the Medivac. And yeah, in comes the shuttle once again, just showing his presence. Just checking out what exactly Flash is doing. But on the defensive matter, those vultures could deal quite some great damage. And they could even mine those locations right here. So Flash responding with a very smart move here with this one shuttle. As the Protoss seems to be retreating slowly but steadily, inviting of course Flash to move out. But let's just see what Flash is going to be doing with this one Medivac here forward towards the probes. Is he going to drop 2 here and 2 into the main? Let's see, 2 are already getting dropped, 2 will be very likely dropped also into the main. So Flash with a very nice move, dealing more and more damage now towards the economy, and also dropping here too in a very nice position behind the minerals. But still the zealots will get some connections, so some mines would be really great. This has been sniped, but look at that here, the Protoss only having 30 workers now, so Flash with 20 more workers versus his opponent. And we finally have a good response here by him. He's heading for some high templars as we see more and more of the units patrolling the map. Flash still roaming around with only 1 vulture, so this should be of course taken care of by the Protoss very soon, as there seems to be some writing here for the Protoss, and some mines will get some good connections here versus him. So sadly I don't really understand what they are saying. Flash I believe is laughing right now, but yeah, Flash is holding. He has more workers, actually double amount of the workers, so dealing some great damage. I believe he just might casually fly back home, pick up 4 more vultures, and once again repeat what he has done. Vultures with those mines, so perhaps the Protoss is going to get forced to build some cannons here for defensive purposes. But yeah, let's just see, even 1 rope here being blocked. So the defense looking really strong. It would be pretty much suicide to attack here with cannons, sorry, with zealots and with dragoons. As Flash also seems to be also trying to move out very soon. Let's check his upgrades. One weapons upgrades. No upgrades here for the Protoss, no forge for him, so he might just pretty much do an all-in. As we can see, he move out with all of his forces, but it's going to be very hard against those tanks on the ground. Even EMP Shockwave would be available for Flash very soon. Double shuttle gameplay here by him. So in comes the drop with the zealots straight forward here towards all of the units here from Flash. Great high temper storms versus those tanks. Defensive matrix once again is being used. So no EMP Shockwave for him. Just straight defensive matrix onto those tanks as more and more is getting dropped here forward. But the tanks still hold their ground. Lots and lots of damage is being taken. And now the dragoons from the back will deal damage. But tanks on the high ground, so those haven't been detected. Everything that the Protoss is showing here towards Flash seems to be taken care of by those tanks on the high ground, as more and more damage is being taken. And actually the dragoons here in the back just attacking the barracks. And after all have been done, the Protoss actually dropping to more and more. However, he has came back with 10 less workers for him. Is it going to be enough versus the great defense here for Flash? And where did that? There is the medic. And hold on, we actually have another great storm. The tanks actually have moved out, so they're not getting covered onto the high ground, but all of those dragoons are pretty much hurt, as now Flash is being able to deal more and more damage towards his opponent, and the Protoss pretty much has to regroup. 1 high templar might get sniped, mines are getting added, so with that I believe Flash is going to secure his newly established base very soon with his tanks, with his vultures. And yeah, the Protoss in a little bit of trouble all of a sudden, that he will be behind into the economy, but he has also established here a base. So let's see how this game will unfold. It's still anyone's game. Some probes on idle here for him. He's trying to move forward, but even the mines are getting great connections. Sadly here for the Protoss, he has no vision, so pretty much a suicide mission for him, as an observer is much needed. And yeah, Flash now having control of the position right here, as he's going into more and more upgrades. And finally we do have the weapons upgrades here for the Protoss. So yeah, the Protoss also taking another expansion, played very safe. This will very likely turn into a nice macro orientated game, and let's just see if Flash is going to be the one walking out, or if is the Protoss going to try to attack once again. Perhaps with a shuttle with some high templars into it, it would be very deadly. Currently just Flash finding the ways here, moving out really fast. He might snipe the high templars Yes, that's exactly what he's doing, taking out the important units and even taking out the zealots, so the Protoss pretty much in great danger now, and those Dragoons might just step straight here forward into the mines. Some mines will very likely get some good connections. Dragoons have also fallen, as the Protoss will very likely have to secure the newly established base there. And Flash perhaps going to realize this. His Medivac still on idle, so some units could have been dropped very soon into this location right here, but there are cannons, so the Protoss finally reacting with some good cannon defense. As now Flash looking like he's moving out with his units, so a straight all in here. He feels like he has the advantage. He saw that then not that many units here available for the Protoss, just a couple of Dragoons and perhaps some high Templar Storms here, but all in all I believe Flash has now the upper hand as he's moving forward. His upgrades will finish on time. He is even EMP shockwaving once again the units from his opponent, and perhaps defensive metrics will once again be used as the Vultures are in the front securing the position of the tanks. In comes the shuttle perhaps with a drop. Yes indeed, zealots have been dropped. And in comes the other units. High Templars don't really get to cast their storms. Some siege tanks have been sieged up, the other just covering the attack here from the opponent. The Vultures are still holding their ground in the front, but finally so much splash damage is being taken here by the Protoss, and with that I believe Flash might have done it. 3 tanks in the front, and yeah, there's the reaction from the Protoss players. A great spread here indeed by the tanks. So yeah, Flash feeling like he had the upper hand. Of course, he's very fast with those Vultures on the ground, placing those mines, and yeah, just moving back and forward. And in the end, Flash coming back into this game after he was behind on a great start by him, but a great defense by the Protoss, and in the end the Protoss had it for him, taking so much damage here from the high ground from the tanks. Really bad position by him, a great wall off by Flash. Nice strategy to hold off any attack. So yeah, let's just check the stats once again very quick. Very nice game here, and a great hold by the Protoss and a great comeback by him, but in the end Flash having those tanks on the high ground pretty much punishing the economy. Also, let's not forget his move out with the Medivac, with the Vultures, dealing damage towards the economy from his opponent. At one point he had the double amount of SCVs versus his opponent, and yeah, with that of course he had the advantage into the game. So once again, a great game here by Flash. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Tommy signing out.